It's fantasy football draft season, and today we're going to talk about some running backs I have not talked about in a long time, and we're going to strategize around them so you know what to do with them in your fantasy football drafts. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're talking about these players every day. We're doing deep dives, we're doing rankings, we're going over the advanced analytics, we're helping you with your drafts, we're helping you pick guys up off the waiver wire, especially those hidden gems, so you can get them a week early before you have to pay up for them, and we're going to help you set your lineups. All that's free, and it's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. Do not disappoint Ric Flair, but we're going to start off with Skattebo. Skattebo, dealing with an injury. We're waiting for him to come back. He was looking good in training camp. Tyrone Tracy's also looking fantastic. He's looking explosive. So when you draft Skattebo, keep in mind that you might have to wait a little bit, if at all, the blast off happens. Like, if at all. Like, Skattebo has it in the tank to go off. He has the vision, the contact balance. He can catch the ball in the backfield. Tyrone Tracy's explosive. He's been looking good in training camp. He's going to start off as the guy. We do not know exactly when Skattebo is going to be back, but there's going to be a rookie ramp up in here. And it could be a little bit. It could be like week 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 before he starts getting ramped up. Start getting opportunities and touches. It could be a split. Tyrone Tracy, for whatever reason, could go down or something, and then he gets his opportunity. But he does have the talent to play well at the NFL level. Not the fastest guy out there, as you can see from the size of just athleticism, but he's one of those running backs that can take a lot of touches, get work in the passing game, carve out a lot of yards after contact, and honestly, he's a running back that would pair well with Tyrone Tracy, NFL-wise, in a committee. That being said, he's a running back you're paying attention to. If you can't handle a rookie ramp-up right now, 5 weeks of nothing, 10 weeks of nothing, never know when the blast-off is going to happen, maybe it's next year, then you need to stay away. If you understand that this is a running back that might fly under the radar a little bit in your home league draft due to him being a rookie, due to him being hurt, due to Tyrone Tracy, and you catch that discount, and you understand that you may have to wait a little bit, but you understand the upside's there, go ahead. Because we saw what we saw at Arizona State, and you know what you're going to do. You're going to turn and burn if something else comes up, and that's going to give you the ability to turn and burn because you don't have sunk cost, and you got the mindset of turning and burning because you got a prospect, Zach Charbonnet. If you're looking for a running back in the double-digit rounds of your home league draft, and I imagine he's going to go somewhere a little bit cheaper in home league drafts because that's kind of how home league drafts work. I'm seeing all the images of drafts on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and he's a little bit all over the place. If Kenneth Walker's out for a good bit of time, he's an RB1. He is at least pushing an RB1. He's going to get you double-digit PPR fantasy scoring production. If Kenneth Walker's out, this is a very good running back who can catch the ball in the backfield. It's good between the tackles. You might have to wait. It might be up and down as Kenneth Walker's in and out. That's part of the prospect profile, and that's part of him being cheap too. But if he's on the waiver wire, you know why he's on the waiver wire. You're waiting for Kenneth Walker to go down. If you got a spot, and if you don't want to use it on one of those upside rookies, this guy's got as much upside of any rookie out there, as any backup running back out there. He's proven it. You know he can play the game. He did it last year. He did it with 2 different collegiate programs. He stayed in college longer to revamp his skills to get better. This is a good running back, and when he gets his time, he makes it happen. James Conner. I'm in on James Conner. I like James Conner. I'm also in on Trey Benson. That being said, if I'm getting James Conner, I'm getting Trey Benson. I think there's a good enough price variance where that's cool. He's jumped up in ADP. He was going in round 6 on Underdog. He might be a little bit cheaper, even more expensive in your home league drafts. There's times where the running backs here in this round 5 area, Walker, Chuba, Alvin, Hendo, Connor, throwing Monty, Swift, Johnson, Harvey, they bump up a little bit. I see it. I've been studying all these screenshots and pictures of people's drafts so I can have that reference along with the ADP. And he does go up a bit and sometimes in home league drafts. Sometimes he's right around this range, though. I think you're getting a good RB2. And the thing about this is the efficiency metrics. Juke rate, number 1 among running backs. Evaded tackles, number 1 among running backs. Yards per touch, 11th. 6th yards created, 6 yards created per touch. like he's efficient. And usually when the fall off happens, you drop in efficiency and you're good in fantasy scoring because you're getting a lot of touches. He's getting a lot of touches and he's efficient with the ball in his hands. So that's a good indicator that we're going to be good this year. And the only thing that's really going to impact him is if something happens, like all of a sudden, like his body just gives out, and that could be one way or another, like the efficiency just drops, or if he gets hurt. That is not predictable. Nobody's going to be able to predict that. That's in the cards for every running back at this stage, but everything we've actually seen has been good and good to go, and Trey Benson is split up enough in ADP where you can just get them both, feel good as gravy. Also in this spot of the draft, you can go with a top running back, stack up some wide receivers, get him as your RB2, wait a couple more rounds, get you another good running back, and then slam lottery ticket running backs to finish out your draft. You're probably going to finish out with a good team, with a lot of good wide receivers, good at running back with some upside plays, considering this is going to be a good upside year at the running back position. That's the strategy. Kyren Williams is good. He's good. Like I've been saying, I cover Kyren Williams a lot. He helped build this channel. Some people think I hate Kyren Williams because I cover Kyren Williams a lot, and I will give you the good and the bad because I will give you the good and the bad of everybody that I cover because I'm not a yes man. The thing is, he's good. He's going to command a lot of work, a lot of opportunity, and nothing's going to change until something changes. That's just the way it is. They were giving him punt returns last year. They were giving him extra work, and people were worried about that. And I told you not to worry about that. They do have Blake Corum. They do have Hunter there. Those are good backup running backs. If he gets hit up with an injury, then that could change things up because something changes. But right now, we're going to start off the season getting a lot of work, a lot of opportunity. McVay's not going to let him leave the field. That contract said that. And he jumped up in ADP once that contract hit. And that being said, Kyren Williams, if you're looking for a steady running back, say you're going RB first round, you want to go one third round after getting a wide receiver, say you go HN London Williams, or you go Genty London Williams, or something like that, or Derrick Henry, AJ Brown Williams, or whatever, Lad McConkey, whatever's your flavor. I think you're going to be good at running back, and he's going to give you the positioning to be able to slam wide receiver afterwards. He's steady, he's reliable, and then on top of that, the ADP split between Blake Corum and Hunter between him is massive. Those two running backs in basic home league drafts that I'm seeing screenshotted all over the internet are not getting drafted many times. You can pick them up off waivers, or as your last pick one. The fresher face is Hunter, but I imagine McVay is going to be very cryptic. I study McVay. I study Kyren Williams. I've been studying this backfield for years on this channel. McVay's going to be very cryptic. You're not going to know which one to pick up. He's not going to know which one he's going to prefer to the one shines in game. That's going to be your answer. That's the true answer. That is the realness. That being said, pick one up if you want with your last pick, or just raw dog it out. Chase Brown, he's good. He's good. He's on the perfect offense for him. He's going to be used in the pass game. Week 9, technically week 8 to the end of the season, double digits every single week in PPR. And if you go week 4 to the end of the season, only one game outside the double digits. He's reliable. He's explosive. He's good in the pass game. The only thing you got to worry about here is an injury. That's with all running backs. He's at a price tag here where you can go running back, wide receiver, Chase Brown, be solid, or go wide receiver, Chase Brown. You're going to feel rather solid there. He's going to get you RB1 production. He has the potential to be a top scorer too. I think we're starting to tap in, and this team's going to be in a lot of shootouts because they built at quarterback, wide receiver 1, and wide receiver 2, and that's it. That's where all the money's at. That being said, Chase Brown's going to be in a lot of shootouts. He's not leaving the field. He's going to be using the passing game, getting targets and opportunity. He's going to be in a lot of games where they're going to have to move the football fast. He's going to be getting those opportunities in the flat with the DBs back there, pinning the ears back for Chase Brown and T. Higgins. He's in a good opportunity this year. You're looking at Raheem Mostert. He's not being drafted. Nobody's drafting him. I don't suggest you draft him, but I suggest you pay attention if you got Ashton Genty, because in training camp and in preseason games, he's getting reps after him. He's getting the reps after him. This new coaching staff, they look at Zamir White, they say, go away. They look at Dylan Lave, and they say, you're not for real. Sincere McCormick was a nice story last year. Raheem Mostert's the veteran. He's reliable. If something happens to Genty, he's the next man up, and I think you need to know that so you can play the waiver wire appropriately. So if you're watching Genty or if you're watching this backfield and you're like, man, I kind of want the next guy. He's getting a lot of touches here. I'm kind of getting nervous here. He's taking hits wrong or something. I don't know. Whatever you want, I'm giving you the news. But Jaydon Blue, we just got to talk about him today because he's fast. He's on the Cowboys. The depth chart's ambiguous. We got to see if they keep Phil Maffa on the 53. If not, he's going somewhere. He's good. He's good. I like Phil Maffa. I think Phil Maffa and Jaydon Blue would be a nice tandem to explore. But you got Miles Sanders there. You got Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams couldn't hit 4 yards per carry last year. Miles Sanders is the training camp narcissist. He will gaslight the teams into keeping him around. Jaydon Blue's going to get his opportunity somewhere down the line. He's cheap. And most fantasy leagues that I'm seeing allows you enough room for 1 lottery ticket dart throw. Sometimes 2. I think he's a grade A dart throw due to that, due to the team, due to how many times they're going to be in pass-happy situations this year. Offensive line, his speed, roles in the passing game. A lot of upside with this running back. Jacory Croskey-Merritt, because you got to talk about him whenever you talk about running backs. He's flying up the board. Everybody's searching for him. He's good. He's going to take over somewhere down the line in this backfield. And the thing is, when one of these running backs come out, either trade or injury, he's going to shoot up the board. Because the other running backs, when we looked at them last year, when they got opportunities, they were able to produce. Jacory Croskey-Merritt's been killing it in practice, training camp, OTAs, minicamp. He's been taking that role. The beat writers have been mentioning him nonstop. They have a lot of storylines to talk about. Terry McLaurin, Jay Daniels. Now, they talk about Jacory Croskey-Merritt, a late-round running back. This is a guy that if you got 1 lottery ticket, most leagues have 1 lottery ticket, 1 spot on your bench that you can afford to take an upside play. And the thing about that upside play, it makes you more fluid with the waiver wire because you can drop that player if they're doing nothing, especially if they got late draft capital to their name. Not an upside running back that has heavy draft capital like an RJ Harvey. Nothing like that. Those guys you got to hold on to. I suggest holding on to JCM as long as possible. I suggest. But this theory, this gamesmanship, this strategy, just having a roster spot open. And my channel's about that roster spot. Like 1 roster spot on your fantasy team. My channel is pretty much about that. If you're looking for lottery tickets, I'm your guy. Millions of videos pretty much on this channel. Thousands on roster spot management. When it comes to that 1 roster spot and lottery tickets. And with that, you just got to pick your poison. You got to wait for attrition. You got to wait for injuries and all that stuff. That's why it's a lottery ticket. It can actually be a better running back than the other running backs that are producing that got ahead of them. It's just part of luck. But when that running back hits, that can make you a dominant player in your league. And you're looking at Travis Etienne. He's cheap. He's running with the 1s. I think him and Tank's going to start things off. And I think you're going to want a piece of this Jacksonville backfield between them, Tootin, LaQuinn Allen. I think you're going to want a piece of this Jacksonville backfield. They're going to use the running backs a lot harder this year with Liam Cohen out there. That being said, Travis Etienne's got speed. He's going to be worked in the passing game. Now the upside could bounce back up, or we can get a lot of what we saw last year. They got competition here in this backfield. That's something to pay attention to. But it's his moment to keep things going. That's on him. But he's also cheap to where you can turn and burn if you don't like it. Kaleb Johnson. I did a video on him yesterday. When you watch that video and you see the words you need there and you see get ready, watch the whole thing because I will give you the good, the bad, the ugly, like I say in the intro. The ugly is Arthur Smith, Jaylen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and the opportunity. On top of that, Aaron Rodgers, slow-paced offense. Like, he's a very good running back prospect. He's a running back prospect that could blow up on any given week this year. He's also in a situation that even if he is blowing up, like he could be a top 10 running back, that they can make you pull your hair out. We saw this with Arthur Smith and Bijan Robinson. Now, if you know about him, you know about him, and he has the potential to be a top 12, top 10 running back in the league. He's also in a situation here, year 1, where things can get rather dicey. Especially Warren's good in pass protection. He's not leaving the field. He might be all right in fantasy, but he's not going to have that upside to win your league. Kenneth Gainwell has been getting opportunities over Kaleb Johnson in preseason games. I like Kaleb Johnson. I like him a lot, actually. I love him in Dynasty. I love him on this team. I think he's going to get a lot of work eventually. But Arthur Smith, I don't like him. I don't think he's going to be a great guy when it comes to being predictive with this team. Aaron Rodgers is going to slow things down. They're not going to run as many plays per game. And they've never ran a lot of plays per game. They were bottom third in the league last year. And those are less opportunities for players to score fantasy points for you. You're going to need some injuries. You're going to need some attrition. You have to understand what you have here with Kaleb Johnson. He could go to the moon. He can also take you to the doom. But Omarion Hampton is a running back we've been hammering all offseason long. Got good speed, good size with the Chargers. Harbaugh loves him. Don't sleep on him. Nobody is that's watching the channel. But I'm getting a lot of newcomers now. So Omarion Hampton, if I'm drafting him, my strategy would be, I have the idea of going early on running back, probably first round, second round pick. I'm getting that. I'm good at wide receiver. And you got to pull up on him early or you're not getting him. So you're either getting him as RB2 or maybe you're lucky you're getting him as RB3. Another suggestion or strategy is going running back, running back, running back. And that's your flex. And then you're hammering wide receivers after that. That's another way to look at it. I would not be surprised if there's a rookie ramp up. I would not be surprised if he becomes more efficient later on in the season. Wouldn't be surprised if the start of the season is okay, a little anticlimactic. Then somewhere down the line, week 6, week 10, we go blast off. We have good speed. We got good size. Speed of the game's different. It's going to take some time for these rookies to learn. That's why almost all of them need ramp-ups. But Keaton Mitchell, baby. Keaton Mitchell. What if Derrick Henry goes down? Zay Flowers is the handcuff. They're going to throw it a little bit more. Lamar Jackson's banged up. We got to see how extent that is. The news hasn't really broke fully on that. As the timing, I'm right here. Timing when you watch might be different. Everybody's going to run the Justice Hill off the waiver wire. Keaton Mitchell would be the next man up. Looks like the last time I read my sleeper status, he's back from the injury. It was a little light one. He's always banged up. 4.3 speed looked good in that preseason game. And if this happens, it will be later on down the road. They like this guy. He's got a lot of upside. He can get you a lot per touch. And I look for him as like a Will Fuller of running backs. And as everyone's paying up for Justice Hill right now, since he did not play last year, and some people hated him during the freshman year, rookie year, and some people loved him because he went off a little bit, as you can see in the chart below me. He's a guy that you're going to get at a good discount off the waiver wire. But those are the running backs we're talking about today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.